to that Nicole Murphy had relations with your ex-husband. Were you two friends?
Mm-hmm. Birthday parties. I've been to her house. She was at my bachelorette party. But you know what? At that time, my mother told me then. She said, but you got to watch that one there. And I was like, who? I said, the one dancing. She said, yes, that's Eddie Murphy's wife. She said, you got to watch that one.
Current wife at the time or ex at the time?
I want to say, I think she was still married. They were still married. And I was like, no, And so, and your mom tell you something about new school, you feel like you old school, And she was right.
I always said I would drop Murphy if I get remarried. And I always get asked that question, how come you still have Murphy? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, I was married to that man for years, okay? I earned my name. I deserve my name. I have 5 children with that name. I didn't see any harm in keeping my last name.
So Lisa Raye hasn't taken her foot off of Nicole Murphy's neck ever since she found out that Nicole kept chasing the bag all the way to her ex-husband Michael Misick's bed. And Nicole is tired of Lisa bringing up her name in every interview and dragging her while being so pressed about a marriage that ended over a decade ago. But well, it looks like it isn't just Lisa Raye who's irritated with Nicole moving the way that she does, because her ex-husband Eddie Murphy despises her reputation of entangling herself with married men. Ever since her divorce from Eddie, Nicole has been chasing that bag like her life depends on it, and that's because it actually does. Can you imagine Eddie Murphy's face when he heard that she fumbled $10 million just months after she walked away from their marriage? The $15 million she got from Eddie was enough to set her up comfortably for the rest of her life if she knew what she was doing. In a matter of months, she went from being a rich woman to a brokey living off child support that Eddie was still sending her. One thing you'd never catch Nicole doing is messing with a scrub, or as soon as she announced that she was going to be single and ready to mingle, she had men lining up around the corner waiting to take her hand and spoil her. And while she was going out on these dates and finessing these men, not that they minded by the way, but Nicole was looking for the next Eddie. And that's when she got with Michael Strahan, who was doing pretty well for himself. The two of them had a long relationship. They dated for about 7 or 8 years and were engaged for 5 of those years. The way Nicole talked about her relationship with Michael, everyone thought she had hit the jackpot once again. And Nicole probably thought so too, because Michael looked a little obsessed with her. It really looked like he wanted the whole thing to work with Nicole, even though he had just come out of a very messy divorce. But for them to be engaged for 5 years without making it down to the altar, that meant that Michael wasn't all the way in yet. And with all that he had to deal with from his crazy ex, Michael Strahan was not about to let another woman take his last name without signing on the dotted lines of protection. He felt that if Nicole really loved him, she would sign the prenup and just get things over with. But Nicole didn't see things like that at all. She didn't want to sign any paperwork. And while they were on vacation, allegedly, he had someone pack her bags from the home they shared and changed all the locks in the building. Nicole got back thinking everything was going to be all good, only for Michael to reveal to her that her things were waiting in storage and that she should get to stepping. It is understandable why Nicole was hurt, and Michael certainly wasn't right for showing her to the door like that. But in this day and age, Nicole was out here really thinking that she could strike gold again, only to get cut off when she least expected it. And ever since Nicole and Michael broke up, she hasn't been in a solid relationship. It's like she looked at all the single guys lined up after her and said no to them, only to focus on taking another woman's husband, as if she wanted to make them feel as miserable as she was. Or maybe Nicole is just living her best life, and the demographic of married men are the ones that she's attracted to the most. But let's keep it a buck. She could have easily gotten an older, rich guy to put a ring on it, and she could have continued to live the trophy wife life that she always wanted. She ain't have to go after nobody's man. Which is why going after married men continuously was definitely a deliberate choice. It's crazy how it seemed like people were willing to let her slide for messing around with Antoine Fuqua until Eddie had to step in and force her to apologize.
I know. Trust me, Wendy. Trust me. I wish it didn't happen.
Okay. Why did this happen?
Well, I think it was a moment where I should have thought more through the situation, made better judgments, So it's something that I apologize for. What happened was there was a statement that was released. I did not put out that statement. I was actually on the airplane, and I was
Okay,
coming
wait.
back from Europe.
They were in Italy at a film festival.
Yes.
And allegedly.
But I was out there for business.
Okay.
There was some designers out there as well, so I was dealing with that.
Okay.
There was familiar faces out there, and it happened.
Where did this happen?
I was in Italy.
No, I mean, where did that happen right there? Because you
Where?
all looked like you just woke up in the morning.
No, we did not.
Your body looks
First of
phenomenal.
all, I was at the pool.
Okay.
We're on a different time zone. I was having a hard time staying awake. I was drinking an espresso. That's it.
Okay, and you leaned in.
It was a moment that should not have happened. I regret it, and I apologize for it. And I'm a human being. It was a mistake.
Now that Lisa Raye has brought Nicole's hoeing ways front and center, Eddie is truly done with her behavior.
Thing is this, when you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out. But here's the thing. I sat with her a couple of months ago, longer than a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago. And
This
I
was
said,
after the alleged affair?
Before.
Okay.
And I said, let's talk about it, because I waited a very long time for you and I to get like this right here, face to face, you know?
Okay.
And
No, she's talking about Nicole, not me.
right.
You gotta relax.
And we had a good conversation, because she said to me, you know what? We're two older women that look good that's in the business. I hate this. And I do too, because I hate when we can't bridge the gap between women. You know, we should not be in that position.
Right.
I will say this.
Nicole still carries his last name, which means that she's tied to him and his legacy. And according to reports, Eddie has made it very clear that he doesn't want anything to do with her. He didn't show up for her 50th birthday party and never bothered to send her a present. Eddie typically makes low-key moves, except with his business activities. You rarely see or hear him get into any drama. What he cares about is protecting his name, legacy, and the family that he has right now. He isn't about Nicole getting called out yet again for being a two-time and high-class side chick. And folks can definitely see where Eddie is coming from. Quote, so sad. At her age, she's still a hit it and quit it type of chick, end quote. And another, quote, Nicole Murphy is a slut and should have gotten stomped out decades ago, sleeping with friends' husbands, end quote. Quote, don't leave your husbands around Nicole Murphy is basically what I got from this. If she'll do it to one friend, she'll do it to you if you were her friend. Women like that are disgusting and only rely on vanity, end quote. Child. Do you think that she's doing her thing and living her life how she wants? Or does she legitimately have a married man fetish? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.